This video is sponsored by Lenovo and Intel. Whoever thought it was a good idea to make a gaming laptop this thin, this white, and this clean looking should have been laughed out of whatever conference room they were in. Then I used it, and I kind of want to shake their hand. Because the new Legion 7i on paper, and I'll get to the 5i also, it doesn't make sense. It's an ultra slim, OLED toting, AI enhanced powerhouse that looks more like a designer's ultrabook than like a legit gaming rig. But if you give it, just chill with it for 5 minutes, you will realize this thing came to fight. Before I tell you everything that these laptops can do, let me tell you what I can do for you. This is like one of the most wonderful things for my heart, a chance to give back to the people who gave me my career and give you a chance to win $500. Made this super easy. Leave me a comment down below. Tell me the first game you would play on your 5i or your 7i, or tell me the first game that you ever remember playing on a gaming PC. Sure, there's a way to contact you either in your comments, or if I click on your link on your YouTube page. Give the video a thumbs up, let it run for 10 days, open to anyone in the world. All information you need will be down below. So Lenovo did not just build one standout laptop. They actually built two, the 7i and the 5i. Launched side by side. They share a ton under the hood, but they are very clearly built for, I think, different types of users. I don't know if white on a gaming laptop is considered sacrilege or not, but I kind of dig it. It definitely looks different. It does not scream gamer. It's clean, modern, actually makes a laptop feel lighter somehow. Having said that, no clue how it'll hold up to my very real human palms, which I think are clean, but I will report back if I to see any yellowing. So far though, holding up better than I expected in like my 2-ish weeks with it. That design caught my eye. It's different, it looks unique, but what really locked me in was the display. And I'm used to OLED on phones or TVs. You get things that are flashy and saturated, great for Netflix binges, but on a gaming laptop, it hits totally different. And with the Intel Core Ultra 9 inside, you get a lot of perks. The blacks are black. And this one's running a 240 Hz panel, which if you've never used a high refresh rate display, makes a gigantic difference. It wasn't that long ago, 120 Hz on phones sort of were a giant deal. And I remember thinking, I can't wait till we get that on every phone. And remember, if you have one, how buttery smooth scrolling looked the first time you saw that. Now double it. You don't just see the action, it feels more responsive. Once you get used to it, 60 Hz starts to look more like a slideshow. But it's not just smooth, it's actually precise too. So with OLED, if you don't know the technology, each pixel lights up on its own independently. And so what that's gonna mean is better contrast, zero motion blur, and no backlight bleed at all. So when you're in like a dark corner of a horror game or trying to track a movement in like fast-paced shooters, you actually see what you're supposed to see. No washed out blacks or ghosting. It's the kind of screen, it's a game I've been trying recently, that makes Hogwarts Legacy look, I think, more magical and Cyberpunk feel like you are actually in a movie. And in competitive games, it's a difference between spotting movement in the shadows or just missing it entirely. This is not just about looking pretty, it's about playing better. But also it looks pretty too. The display is also 100% DCI P3, so the color isn't just punchy, it's accurate. And I realize I've used that term a lot, DCI P3. I don't always talk about what it means. Essentially what it means, you're getting access to like a wider color gamut, so more colors in the spectrum. So if the game designers wanted this particular shade of green for a tree, you get closer to that actual shade of green. It's gonna translate to just more color than your typical laptop screen would show you. So you can game, stream, edit, color grade all on the same screen without having to second guess it. And that is a gigantic win. Most gaming laptops out there still kind of tend to cheap out in that category. They'll slap a high refresh LCD with okay color and call it a day. Lenovo's been very weirdly low key about having really great displays. This time, they kind of dropped the mic and are kind of letting the world know that they've got the best displays in gaming. That's the visual side. Performance, I think, is what's gonna matter more here too. The performance backs it up. So Both laptops offer Intel's latest chips, the Intel Core Ultra 9 and Intel Core Ultra 7 processors, paired with RTX 5070 graphics, up to 32 gigabytes of DDR5 RAM. So we're not talking entry level versus high end. We're talking mostly same horsepower, different chassis. Even under load, rendering, gaming, multitasking like a maniac. But with the Intel Core Ultra 9 processor inside, the 7i stayed really cool and quiet. Thanks to Lenovo's new hyper-chamber cooling system, you didn't get a really loud fan spin-up, no overheating, just kind of uninterrupted power for most tasks. I don't want to interpret that as it can handle everything at once. So if you are trying to export a 4K video, well, you got like Flight Simulator running on ultra settings, and you're also running a local AI model in the background, it is going to struggle. But for actual real-world multitasking, it holds up way better than you'd expect. One thing to note with the 7i, despite the slim chassis, it pulls some serious power. The charger is big. That's expected when you're pushing for this much performance. You will feel it in your bag, but it does get the job done fast. And if you are doing more performance-oriented tasks, you're gonna wanna use that power brick. It can charge over USB-C, but I found even with a big USB-C, a 50-watt brick or something like that, it wasn't putting enough power in to make up for the power that it was using. So just bear that in mind. These laptops are really good, but they're not perfect. I do wish that there were touchscreens here as well. Not that I would like pinch and zoom while I'm fragging out anywhere, but it'd be nice to have that for browsing and note-taking sort of in between gaming sessions. So power and thermals are great. None of it matters a lick if it can't actually deliver in-game. And thankfully, it does that. So the 7i isn't just built for benchmarks. I don't spend that much time benchmarking. It's more a real-world use for me. And this thing is built for gameplay that actually feels good. A bit of a confession, it also will run StarCraft 2, which I know is basically ancient. It's so old, it's free now. But on stressful days, I don't talk about this much, but I always end up going back to battle.net and firing up StarCraft. I'll do like a 1v2 against some AI and obliterate some poor Zerg. It's my version of meditation, but instead of breathing exercises, it's a Protoss cannon rush. I'm fully aware any device with a screen could run this at this point, but I've installed StarCraft on every laptop that I've owned. I'm not super proud, but I'm also not stopping. Cyberpunk 2077 on this thing is stunning. You don't just see the neon, it's actually glowing. And in all fairness, I know I'm late to the party. I never actually played Hogwarts Legacy until now. I'm not a big Harry Potter guy, but these laptops gave me the excuse I needed to tell myself to devote a few hours and that it was for like testing. But if I'm being honest, it's because I finally wanted to try it. That old display turns already great games into something way more cinematic. You actually feel the environments and it pulls you in before you realize you've been playing for 2 hours straight and it's close to midnight. And if there's a flip it a little bit here, the Legion 5i is built on the same foundation. Same CPU, same GPU, similar memory options, but with a different philosophy. The 5i gives you practicality. So first of all, it's in black, it's called Eclipse Black. A more low-key design, a more compact frame, no shine here, no shouty accents, just a solid, capable laptop that fits into more places and probably more lifestyles. It's the one for people who game, but also code, edit, or handle like real work. For creators who want performance, but don't need sort of a light show on the keyboard all the time. And obviously I gamed on this too, a lot. Red Dead 2 was still absolutely beautiful. And this 5i actually has an OLED panel too. While it doesn't hit the same peak brightness or refresh rate as the 7i, it still delivers the OLED stuff. So deep blacks, great contrast and rich color. For most games, it looked just as immersive. So heads up though, there is HDR support, but not HDR10 and no G-Sync. So you won't get all the high-end video features, but honestly, I don't think most people will notice unless they're looking for something specific. Something about myself, I'm a notorious tab hoarder, and at one point, I had about 45 Chrome tabs open and running. And as you'd assume, this didn't even flinch, but we always make jokes about how much a resource hog Chrome is. Maybe Chrome has gotten better, or laptops have gotten more powerful, but I had no issues at all. And like the 7i, the 5i also gets cold front hypercooling, it gets Lenovo's AI performance tuning, upgradable RAM, all the same internal advantages, just the more flexible form factor. So if you're looking for like clean, portable power or a full-on OLED-equipped performance machine, I think Lenovo made the choice really easy this year. You just have to know which kind of power fits your life. The 5i and 7i, I don't think they're rivals. I think they're two answers to the same question. Like, what if your laptop could keep up with everything that you do? So you heard some of my gaming confessions I don't talk about. Do you guys have any of your own? Is there like a game that you don't tell people you play anymore? Is it old, or is it a game you're embarrassed about? We can all be friends here. Let me know in the comments. I do read every single comment here. And if you want to learn more about the 5i or the 7i or what Lenovo and Intel are doing, all the links will be down below.